Thanks, Kristen and Dave. I'm at Freetown today, and boy, have I learned a lot of information and history about Freetown today. I am very lucky to be here today with Mr. Caldwell, Miss Caldwell, and Mr. Spencer. They have taken their time out of their day today to talk about the history and how Freetown became what it is today. Thank you, Mr. Caldwell. Can you tell me a little bit about how your organization or your association began?
Well, the association started June the 10th, 1954. The men and women came together to make life or try to make life better for the community and to look out for the community. And so we've been working towards that effort down through the years to save our legacy because our legacy is very rich. And we want the world to know that we're very proud of our community, Freetown. Now, it's starting to develop, and other developers are coming in and subdivisions, and we don't want to lose our identity and our legacy because the developers, when they come in, they just more or less interested in building and making money. We're interested in preserving our legacy and for the next generations to come. So yeah, I'm very glad that you could come and be with us today. My sister have some more pertinent things to tell you about our community, but there's a lot that we cannot say in just a few minutes, but I'm gonna let her.
Very true. And also with Black History Month, I mean, this is important for people to realize the culture and history of even in our county. With having the segment about Anne Arundel that Dave Abrams had done, I believe, last month, it was definitely, it's good to know your history of where you live. Can you tell me a little bit about Freetown?
Yes, I can. I've been dubbed
Where to start, right?
the historian of Freetown because I've taken the interest in preserving some of that history. It's very important. And being a member of the community and a member of the Northern Arundel Cultural Preservation Society, our mission is to collect, preserve, and document and make available to the public this rich history that we have.
Sure.
So I've been doing everything that I can to document important things like the beginning of education, public education in Freetown, the Rosenwald School that we went to get it on the National Registry, and also to have some of Tony's family's beginnings posted on the historic marker that's on Mountain Road.
And you had said earlier in our conversation that you were working with Freetown Elementary and trying to get some history infused in their learning and their curriculum.
Oh, yes, with Mrs. Mary Poussin, who is the social studies education coordinator for Anne Arundel Public Schools, has begun to have teachers and students learn about the history of some of the communities, especially Freetown. And so they've been having meetings periodically for the last 2 years to learn about that history. And as a result, people are beginning to understand that Freetown is not just Freetown Village, but that Freetown Village is just a community within a larger community.
Can you tell me how you had mentioned there was multiple acres in Freetown? How many acres are in Freetown again?
Freetown started with over 1,000 acres of land.
Wow.
Yes.
It's a bigger area than you think.
But it's been cut up so now and redistricted so that people don't really know, you know.
And Mr. Spencer, you have a lot of history here. Your family has a lot of history here. Can you tell me about the Spencer family? Were they the first family at Freetown?
Not the first family. My great-great-grandfather, James William Spencer, on December 26, 1845, bought the first 56-acre tract of land into Freetown. That's coming from what we call today it's Molly Creek, that area. There was part of that was something called Smith's Forest. Smith's Forest was owned by the Youngs and the Smiths. And so from that water's edge across Molly Neck Road, what we know today as Howard Road and Molly Neck Road.
Sure.
Okay, across Molly Neck Road into Freetown, into the area that's right, I guess it would be kind of southeast of where we are right now. Okay, and so over the years, those who were free, and to understand that fact is that you're talking about a free society within a slavery-driven society. Okay. And so you had each other. You have farmers, you have longshoremen, you have nurses, you have a young man who I grew up with, Judge Clayton Green, who was first helping his father with doing maintenance in the school, to being down on the appellate court, to Irene Beverly Hall Giles, who was also one of those students in Freetown Elementary, who is now a retired educator. Wow. And so you have a lot of folks who are here today because of the parents that stood with them and stood beside them, and a community. You didn't just have your mother and father, you had your grandparents, you had neighbors who looked out for you.
That's right.
And when you did something wrong, you answered for it because the neighborhood looked out for you. From Solly Road, they had been watching the entrance to Mountain Road to protect the community. Wow. Those are community trustees.
You couldn't get away with a lot.
Anything.
Well, thank you. I would really love to do a bigger piece and get more information, because you're a gem to this county. I hope you know that. And you know, with the history, it's very, like you said, it's very rich, and you have family and generation after generation here. And you know, sometimes as working with constituent services, I'm out and about in the community, and sometimes you wonder where streets and buildings get their names. Look in the history books, and you know, also talk to people that have that history knowledge, and you do learn. You do learn.
That's right.
It's very good. Well, thank you for your time today, and I hope to extend on this some more. And thank you again for meeting with me today.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And back to you in the studio.